Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. I love the way it zooms in there, that's so cool. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft server. No, I'm not trying to shoot you, I'm just being a goofball, messing around. So, this episode we're going to start work with a project involving villagers, and it's going to go down on this floor right here. I think it's going to be really cool. However, before we get to that, I want to get the design for this floor finished and finalised and ready for all the projects that are going to be put on it. We discussed this in a recent live stream, and we kind of went back on our original plan for this floor, which was to mix orange sandstone and jungle wood together. It was going to be a challenge to make that look good, and it definitely divided opinions, and we decided to go with sandstone instead. Now you can see over here I've replaced it with andesite, which I had on me, and I think that looks quite ugly, to be honest. What's been happening is I've been going back and forth over and over again, and then it kind of dawned on me at one point that it looks quite a lot like the floor above, because this one has sandstone as well. And I absolutely love this floor. I think this came out extremely well. A lot of planning and design went into this, and it looks lovely. However, the one below has not had that luxury, and it is suffering a little bit. It doesn't quite look the same, does it? So I feel like we need to play around with a few things. But I am happy with the floor. I've added this trim of oak, which I think does a fair bit just to break up the constant spruce, and the ceiling I think looks alright as well. It's just the walls which I'm struggling to work with. So we're going to chuck in some orange sandstone again, and I'll try and make up my mind about that. But over at the end of this room, I've been trying to get the shape to look right, and it's just not working at all. And as I record, or before I started recording, it kind of dawned on me what I feel it is that I need to change. And I think it's this bit right here just sort of needs to shift in that direction by a couple of blocks, because this segment looks really odd, and it's because of the way it pops out a couple of blocks. I don't think that looks good at all. So that needs to go back. Also, having a flat wall where nothing's happening looks a bit dull, so we need to put something in there. I'm not sure what that's going to be. But anyway, by pushing all of these blocks back a little bit, we're going to open up this area, which is absolutely fine. And these diagonal bits get to stay the same, and they're actually going to be the entrances to the rooms that we'll have in this area. So the way you get into the rooms on this floor is you just jump up. I know usually you have slabs or stairs, but in this instance we're just going to jump up, and then there'll be a room right here. And this one is going to be for the villager breeder. That one over there is going to be for enchanting. At the other corner we're going to have a micro farm. And then over in that corner, I don't even know yet. We didn't even get that far. We were talking about all of this stuff on a live stream. Anyway, the villager breeder is going to hook up with a project we're going to have in here, which I'm going to come back to later on. But the look of it right here looks pretty cool. If we just walk up here, like as if we were going to go into the room, you can see that the bookshelves get lowered, and the ones at the top will get retracted as well. I've just sort of been umming and ahhing about the way to do this. So you can see what I've done. I put a tripwire going all the way across, and we could definitely make that look a lot nicer and have this come further across. It looks like we've got a little friend here who's hanging out having a kip. Oh no, he's awake, he's awake. Anyway, yeah, we could do something like that, and then you just step up here and boom, they go down. Or we'd have a button or lever somewhere, but I couldn't figure out the right place to put that. Maybe here in the middle, but it would be a bit awkward on the opposite side to wire up, and I want things to look good as we come through here as well, you know. I don't want to be able to see pistons and wiring, I want it all to be flush, so I just got to make up my mind about that. I'm being a little bit fussy at the moment, but yeah, the pistons at the top will pull them up as well. And that's the way that we'll get into this room, where we're going to have a big project, which I really want to get to, so as of right now, I need to stop rambling and start figuring out the rest of this room. But I feel like we're close, and once I've figured out what it is we're going to do here, I can power on, build it all, and then we can crack on with today's project. So hopefully when I come back next, I'll be able to start explaining what exactly that is. Alright, it's not 100% done, but I feel like I've done everything I can at this moment, and now we're going to be ready to move on to bringing some villagers over here, which is going to be a task in itself, and building the villager breeding machine. But let's just take a look at this place. So you can see it's kind of all there, but there's a few bits that need filling in. So these walls right here, I need to come up with a design for that, which I'll do later on. And then these are just going to be the entrances to the different rooms. So that's going to, you know, fill itself in when that gets done. And I like it. I really do like the look. I'm just going to sort of roam around here, and you can see all the different things that I've done. Like indenting this by one more block was a really good decision. And actually, the two of these I think look really nice together. So I'm happy with that. And I'm running low on red sandstone, so if we want to use more of it, I need to rebuild one of those machines somewhere, because we ripped them out of this side. And I was thinking it might be good to make these floors out of red sandstone, but we might be overdoing it as well, so I'm not 100% sure about that. However, Bellatrix over here refuses to move. I asked her politely. She said if I break the cage and try and move her, she's going to throw a potion at me. So she'll stay there for now, but she gave me a great idea in the process. I was thinking, where is your permanent residence going to be? And then I realised what we can do is make a room for the villagers over here. We can have a room where some of them are really good trades, like stay in this area. But we're going to be putting a lot of them in this area for a specific reason that I'll get to later on. Actually, we're going to get to it right now. Once again, I've done that thing where I hold back the point of the episode until later. I think the reason I want to do that is because I don't want to talk about loads of stuff and the plan for the episode at the beginning of the video every time. It makes it feel so talky. I want to show you it when it's in action, which is kind of what I can do right now. So I want to say a big thanks to Nembomb MC once again. He set us on the right path with our storage system back at the base, and this is another one of his ideas that I saw in his video that I thought was ever so cool, and it was to use villagers for enchanting. Now that might not make sense, but once you see the trades that they have, it will make complete sense. Fortune 2 over here. What's the next one? Let's see, Sharpness 5. Yes, that is an absolutely terrific book. And his idea was that you create a room with all of these villagers in, and they all have like a different book, and then you label them by the best book that they have. So rather than going into your enchanting table and constantly trying to get the one that you want, you just trade with the villager that has the book that you want. And that's our project. And it's probably going to involve a lot of work, because we've got to trade with a lot of librarians. But we got two of them over here. This one actually has two really good trades. It's got Thorns 2, by the way, is not bad, but Silk Touch is in here, which I didn't realise we had a Silk Touch book librarian, so that's fantastic. And also Bane of Arthropods 5. Now, it's not often you're going to use that, but the fact that that's the 5th level is pretty cool. So you can see the tracks are in place. You've probably got a good idea of what we're doing right now. We're going to move these guys back. I am a little bit worried because it's night time, so I'm going to sleep, and I think I'm just going to record me doing all of this. If anything ridiculous happens, I will get it on camera. But basically, this track goes back down through the portal to the Nether, and then all the way back to our base. There's a little containment area back there, and I'm very worried about zombies being able to get to these guys. I have seen like the occasional one wander in here, so even though we've got a block here, and they'll see this as a block as well, sometimes you'd see like a zombie staring at them, which is kind of worrying. I don't want to lose any of these guys. We're going to use some of them to create a breeder, and some of them, the librarians, are going to go in this room where we have all of the books that we need for enchanting. So some of them have gone missing from over here, by the way. That happened quite a while ago. No idea how that happened, but enough rambling about it. No, I said, before we start, I said I would sleep, so I'm going to do that first of all. So now that it's daytime, I am anticipating something will go horribly wrong, but in theory, this shouldn't be too bad, right? Break that. When this guy comes out of there, there's only one place he can go, which is into the minecart. And of course, he's just going to stand there and stare at his buddy through the wall. I think what we should do is push this guy out of there. He's still not moving. So I'm going to break through the wall. I don't really want to tear this stuff apart, because then I got to rebuild it, but it shouldn't be so bad. So don't try and go past me. You go out there. That's right, into the minecart. I'm hoping it will stay still, which is what it's done, because I actually want to push them all at once so I can keep my eye on all of them together. Alright, so another minecart goes down, and we'll probably just... Oop, that's not what I want to do. Right, so if that guy walks out, he's going to go in the minecart, otherwise I can walk back here and push him out. Right, I'm going to repeat this until we've got all of them here. Oh, and actually I think what I'll do is probably break the tracks over here. In fact, I'd be really wise to just block this area off at the moment. It might seem a little bit over the top to take all of these kind of precautions, but it'll definitely pay off if a zombie wanders in here. So this technique is probably going to be a lot easier. No, I don't want to trade. If we just put the tracks down like that, nudge in, walk in, it gets picked up. It's done a lot quicker. So that's a much more efficient way. We're almost done here. No zombies so far. This is slightly nerve-wracking, because if we lose these guys, we lose some very good trades, and it makes things a lot more difficult overall. Nope, you didn't want to get in there, did you? And off he goes. Can we see the rest of them going around? We can. Looks like they're backed up in front of the portal. That's not good. We do not want any zombies spawning near here. We seem to be good. I can't see any in the area. And why has that one not gone through? Uh-oh, this doesn't look good, does it? What we'll do, by the way, is make a little blocker here, because they tend to go back along the tracks, so it's good to keep them all in the same area. So at the moment they're safe. And why won't you go through the portal? I know why. They don't go through when they're in a minecart. Oh my god, that makes things so much harder. Okay, right, so when we come back through, we can break this minecart right here. I've forgotten that. That is extremely important because how did that get there? I don't know how that minecart has got through and landed on the track. Maybe an empty one went through. Oh, that might means one of them's died. Okay, so what we're going to do is block. Nope, then they'll take damage. We need half slabs. Oh, this has gotten a little bit tricky immediately, hasn't it? Okay, we got the 2 librarians. As long as we got them, I'm happy. So at the moment, no. Oh god, he's going to run away. He's going to run away before I can. This is never going to go easy. There we go. He's gone through. Oh my goodness. Right. Let's go back here and just. I think we're going to have to sort of send them through one by one, right? Because once one drops down, the top of its hitbox is going to nudge the next one back. Let's also create another one of these stoppers here. I've got a lot of tidying up to do after all of this. Right, so has the next guy dropped down? Yes, okay. And that's the librarian. And then he pops back up there. Makes sense, doesn't it? He's never going to pop into the nether portal. Okay, I think I got this now. It shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, all of them have gone through now. Some of them took damage on their way through, and it was because I didn't let them drop down, so their head went inside the obsidian for a moment. And I was just thinking about the brewing setup that we have. I don't have health potions done yet. Obviously, I've got the ingredients to make some, but we're going to have to give them some splash potions of health. It looks like they're all through safely to this side over here. That's really good. I've got very little room to move around myself, so we're going to start off with you, the blacksmith. Give you a nudge. Can you get on your way? Can you get out of here safely? The other guy's in your way, isn't he? I don't want to send up the librarians because they're the ones with our book trades. We have 2 very good ones. So in you go, and off you go, and yep, you don't take damage on the slab. That's terrific. Right, I think I know what we're doing to get these guys out of here now. That could have been disastrous. Every time I've moved around villages here on this world of Hermitcraft, it's always been a little bit chaotic. But this time it looks like we got things under control. Oh my god, it's false! It scared the life out of me! Oh, I really did jump then. Oh my god, I thought, what on earth's this? What's going on? Yes! It's all going very well. Oh, and now fallen down here. Oh, that made me jump so much. Okay, so the other ones have whizzed off down into the tunnel, so now we can push these ones along, and it looks like all is going to go well. Okay, got them down here. Some of them have gone through the portal, and it should be pretty easy, just sort of nudging them back into here. I so hope that everything is okay on the other side. We have actually had some problems with our portal. Sometimes when we go through it, it goes into different locations, but I put it sort of lower down, so it should be on a similar y-axis to this one, which means when we go through, all should be good, and it looks like everything is okay. We need to do a head count. No, don't go back through. Ah, oh, I didn't think about that at all. Okay, so I'm praying that there's nothing underneath you. That was silly to do that without checking. We've got our 2 librarians. That's great, and I think we had like another 5, and one of them went back through. So it looks like all is good. I got a lot of tidying up to do, and the next thing I want to do is brew some health potions. Hi. Go back through, buddy. I think you've got to give him a cooldown time. He might be there for a moment. And it might be difficult to nudge him as well, thanks to the sea lanterns. Anyway, all is good. Let's get some health potions and heal these guys up. I'm feeling both generous and lazy, which is good because I couldn't find any health potions, but I do have some regeneration potions. So you guys are all together. Have some regeneration. Feel good. And don't run away. Oh, go back into a little group. That was good. That's good for the potion. No, he's being stubborn. Bam. There you go, guys. Enjoy, enjoy. So, what is the next step? I now need to do loads of research for how we're going to set up the breeder on the side. That'll be the first thing to set up. We need one that's going to be compatible with 1.9 because, of course, we'll be updating soon. So we want a breeder that works in that, and then a way to bring out the villagers, the librarian ones, and sort of bring them across the back of where this room is going to go. And that way we can trade with them and then keep the ones with good trades. So it's time for me to do some research, I guess. Well, I was just editing a video, turned around and this guy was standing next to me. I've given them a path to get out of here. We've got our 2 librarians down below. I can't use a lead on them. I'm going to try nudging this guy. As for the other one, he's probably wandered off into danger and died already. No sign of the other chap. Oh, my days, that was so silly. Let's put down a block so we can push you over the fence. Like this. And don't wander off now, guy. Now's your time to not wander off. No, I don't want to trade. Oh, God, he's going to get away. No, we got him. In you go. In you go. Okay, yes, we got the other one back. Right, disaster avoided. I need to go and clean up all the mess that I've made. By the way, I found that chap over in this room. He was standing just here next to this little bit of wall that I filled in. Just decided to go over a simple checkered pattern. Both of these are hardened clay, and that looks really nice. Anyway, I got a mess to clear up. Do you know what? I'm really liking how this floor is coming along, and I know this one is going to divide opinions, especially this. It's so very orange, but I really like this room. It has come together ever so well, and this is where our villager breeder is going to go. So I've been doing research, and I've got a design we're going to use. It is the 1x-unary bit, which is at spawn. Tango Tech built that. We've also built some of his other farms as well, so of course put a link to it down below. But when I was researching, it seemed like that there are actually no designs coming out for 1.9 because none of them really needed redesigning or anything like that. So I loaded up this one into a snapshot, and it seemed to work just fine. So we're going to now build it in this room right here. So what it's going to do is obviously make the villagers breed, but there'll be like an interface at the front that I'll explain after I've built it, and we'll be able to take the newly bred villagers out the back in minecarts, which wasn't how I sort of pictured doing it in my mind, but minecarts is actually going to be really good. So when we get villagers that we want to take out, we simply trade with them one at a time, and we dispose of the ones, I know that sounds cruel, that we don't want, and the ones that we want to keep we can move in a minecart. So there'll be some sort of doorway on the side there, and that can go across in this direction. It can lead into this room when we build it, which will probably be in the next episode, and it can go all the way down to the end here where we're going to store some other villagers with useful trades, and that means over there we've got enchanting, and over there's the micro farm, and so that's this floor kind of done, which is really cool. Obviously we've got to build it all, but we know exactly what's going where. So anyway, enough rambling, let's get this thing built. So I went AFK overnight and I came back to this. Didn't scare me, but it was a little bit creepy, and around the other side here there is a sign saying trollolololololol. And if we have a look at the chat log, you can see that Tango's been on, and I think it was him, because he says here, you must be AFK, and then he probably came over and pranked me. Pretty amusing. Yep, I've been AFK, we're going to go back to work on the villager breeder. There's also a hashtag blame Twitch chat here. So I don't know if it was actually Tango. Monkey Farm was on as well, and Tango doesn't usually stream on this particular day, so who knows? I'm sure I'll find out soon, though. I'll have to ask the guys in chat. So I built the breeding machine, I put the villagers in, and I've had a fair bit of fun doing that. Almost had a bad experience. As I was building this, I saw a zombie walking across this entrance, and I went, no, and went and killed the guy. And then later on, I got very lucky and spotted another one coming in from this side over here. Just caught it out of the corner of my eye, and he would have come all the way down here and killed all of them. So I'm really glad I spotted that. I made the cage a little bit safer here, and you can see I've sort of been, digging and building as I've been taking them out. So we got our librarians left behind. We've got a little track that goes over and into the breeder, so we need to remove that, which I of course will do. But I want to show you the breeder right now, because this thing I think is going to be really good. However, we've got to use it for a while to get their numbers up. There's 5 of them in there at the moment. I think they all made it in successfully. The way that we get them to breed is by giving them food, so we can step up here and chuck that into this little area, and then they will trade. I've got a feeling we might actually need a block here though, because they chuck the food around to each other, and that's why there's these little blocks like this. I think that's how it works. And you can use the water to make them bob up and down. I'm not sure quite what that does. I think it means that the items get distributed a little bit easier. The same way you sort of breed animals when they bob up and down. Because when they're all in a group like this, there's like one that takes priority. Like that's the only one I'm ever going to be able to click on, the Fletcher. Although in this case I can also click on the Cleric. I'm sure you understand what I'm on about. The other thing I've done here is a slight modification of the design. Instead of putting signs on either side, I've actually put fence gates, because if we whack this thing right here, we can set it to open or close, and when it's closed it means any of the villagers, the babies that spawn here, they get stuck on the inside. So when it's open they get sent down into the water streams. So to get their numbers up in the beginning, we will be keeping them inside there so the machine can work faster in the future. But the baby villagers will get separated through this gap. They'll fall into the water stream, and they can fall down below there or stay in the water stream. And then when they grow into an adult, they'll rise up in the water. Their head will get caught here. They go up into this bit and fall down to the back here. And then what we can do is send in a minecart, and it will pick up any villagers standing on that pressure plate, which is really cool. So now what we need to do is just make a little track that goes up the back here and around the side, and I need to finish the roof. But otherwise, this thing is ready to go. So I'm going to go grab some of the carrots and potatoes that we got stored away in our bulk storage, and I'm going to start breeding these guys. So I think I've given these chaps about 5 or 6 stacks of carrots, and no breeding so far, not that I've noticed. We don't have a baby villager in there. As we get more of them in though, I imagine it's going to be harder to observe. But no hearts, so I've got a feeling I'm missing something here, and I just saw one of them chuck a carrot, so they are chucking them back and forth between each other, which is a good thing. Anyway, we've got a real incentive to build the micro farm next, because we're going to need lots and lots of carrots. In fact, let's chuck a couple of stacks here as we wrap things up. And we've got a plentiful supply of bone meal, so a little micro farm over on this side, and we'll be able to use that bone meal to get lots and lots of carrots and potatoes. Maybe that's what they need, a balanced diet, so not just carrots, maybe they want some potatoes and bread as well. We will try it all, of course. There you go, you saw one of them picked it up eventually. And they're just not breeding yet, so I'll give it some time. Hopefully by the time we come back next episode, we'll have some baby villagers and we'll be able to start separating them and all that good stuff, but it might take a while. As I said, got a feeling I'm missing something here. Anyway, that's going to be it from me this episode. Do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like on the video. The support is always appreciated. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.